Hey guys, I'm here with 6-time world champion of Street Fighter, MenaRD. We got my co-founder at Sound and the former founding engineer of Beats by Dre, DL. And we got Sam Barker, who's a sound designer, re-recording mixer, Dolby Atmos producer, doing some amazing stuff. We're going to talk about the competitive edge of sound and really the art of sound. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, hey guys, how you doing?
Hey.
What's up?
Good, good. I'm here with Sam Barker, a sound designer and re-recording mixer. You've done a lot with the anime resound design space, a lot with Dolby Atmos. You're a Dolby Atmos producer. You've done some amazing things, and I'm sure we'll talk about it here in a bit. But we've also got DL here, my co-founder, Sound, former founding engineer, Beats by Dre. He's done a lot of other stuff, but pretty cool. And then we got MenaRD here, 6-time world champion Street Fighter, most dangerous man in the world when it comes to Street Fighter. I wouldn't want to fight him, but we're gonna maybe try and play a little bit later. Yeah, I can't wait. But yeah, we're here talking about sound. Sound's super important to all of us. I think first and foremost, we've got sound that's in games. Street Fighter is a highly visual game, but how is sound, I guess, how does it work its way into that?
Sound is extremely important. I was talking with the recent EWC champion, Shao Hai, about it, and how much I could improve my game already if I added sound to it. And the game has a lot of built-in sound cues. For example, if you go and fight M. Bison, he has 3 versions of the same move called the scissor kick. Right. And if he does the scissor kick, the light version, if he does the heavy version, they have a different level of punishes that you can do, like a different level of combos. But the only way you can tell is by listening to what he says. The grunt is completely different. Huh. So for me, I've relied in the past in the stage sound, and it's not very reliable. Sometimes it goes out. But when you have, that high quality level of sound, it's very easy to discern. Also the mechanics, drive rush, drive impact, they all have those cues. And I think the game is going to develop into, instead of just trying to react visually, trying to hear it first. I think it's going to be more reliable doing it that way. Yeah,
I think we see games going a lot more towards game cues. I mean, spatial audio is working its way into a lot of games. DL, you and I have played a ton to test out what we're working on, and I mean, it's
littered throughout games right now. A lot of old games even have it. PS4 games have it. So it's the fact that it's built in already, and really people don't know about it or use it. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they don't know about it is the real reason to build awareness around it. Yeah. I mean, all those things are in there.
Yeah. And I mean, Sam, you're a producer. You know how to actually build a lot of the sound into, I mean, not games specifically, but you're doing a lot with it. Tell me more about how, I guess, the advancements in the technology of how you make spatial audio, how you, just bring that into, package it in a way that someone is going to experience it.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, like, sound for me is trying to tell a story. And our job as a sound designer or re-recording mixer is to serve the story in the best way possible. Mm-hmm. I think what's so cool about spatial audio specifically is that you're able to tell more stories and a more realistic one. I think it works great for games because a game is just one long story. And if the further you can be immersed into that world, the better. From a film perspective, spatial audio is really important because at the end of the day, you're trying to represent what's on screen or what you want the audience to feel. Yeah. And being able to have more avenues to do that, like SANWEAR, which use binaural capabilities to place sounds in kind of a virtual space around someone's head, then you can tell better stories.
Well, yes, that's good. I mean, you just mentioned a little bit, but I mean, how important is like the equipment you're using as a consumer to, I mean, I watch a Dolby Atmos movie or whatever. I watch it in IMAX and I go home and watch it on my TV and it's just like a totally different experience. Obviously, I think we all know why, but could you?
Yeah, translation is definitely the word to think about there. It's like, how well does this mixed in a big 916 surround system in a Dolby theater actually translate to, everyday consumers.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that everyday consumers probably have at this point is a set of wireless earbuds.
Yeah.
So having like binaural capabilities to kind of bring a more spatialized sound to, your everyday person is great.
Yeah.
And especially when you have a really good platform like SANWEAR to do that.
Nice. Well, but I guess kind of both you and DL, headphones are, those headphones are expensive. Earbuds even are expensive. Even ours, I mean, they're $300. That's not everyone can afford that. Like, I guess DL, do you want to maybe talk about how that could change here soon? And
yeah, I think the mission of what we sought out to achieve and accomplish with SANWEAR was really delivering that like audio reproduction, that translation capability into an everyday product, right? That anybody could use. What you just said about $299 for $300 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
End of day, people are looking at commodity in the industry. So, Anchor, Soundcore, $29 headphones, $39 headphones, $99. People can afford that. They've become used to buying that.
Yeah.
But when they become used to buying that reach to pay for something more expensive that can deliver tremendous exponential performance compared to that just doesn't become a consideration. So seeing that is the case in the market now, having been in this for the past 3 years, and seeing that barrier to entry is something that we want to remove, right? And we see that for most people. They know good audio is there, but they don't know, right? Until they try it.
Yeah.
But once they try it, they'll never go back.
Yeah. Well, I gotta maybe I'm not pick on you, but you were just saying yesterday you put GTs in. You were playing here at our booth, and you're like, oh, there are some extra things. I know sound cues you already knew were important for that game. You're one of the top people in the world who know that game and understand that game, Street Fighter. But tell me more about what that was like. And
so what's happening? I put the headphones on, and I realized that I was playing a character named JP, and he plays keep away.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, when I'm doing the combo, it has a certain level, the volume. But then when I go and play the keep away, it lowers. It's basically like you can tell where he is on the screen. But also something interesting that happened was it wasn't only about where the characters were, if I was close or far, but also on the stage. If I was near the corner, it felt like it was more on the right side. Then if I was in this corner or mid-screen, like the sound changed. It felt intuitive. So I was like, maybe if I can master this, if I get it into my intuition, just hearing, I know where I'm standing and where my opponent is standing. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Competitive wise. And right now I don't have the answer because I've never felt that before.
Well, I just can't wait for the day and I was talking with someone else earlier about it, where you're sitting there playing with your eyes closed and still beating people, like just because you've mastered the audio.
I don't think it's that far away, actually. It might be possible, right? There's a lot of information just off the sound.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's so cool. So Mena just said something about distance there. I remember, DL, you gave an audio master class in Manila for a lot of our team. And Sam, we've talked about it before too, with the resound designs that we've done together. And it has to do with the distance and the realism of sound and how distance is such an important part of that. And a lot of it we found came down to bass and volume, right? The loudness and that, obviously bass and loudness are tied together. They're on the same curve. It's physics, right? So could you talk more about how you feel realism and maybe sub bass, or how you get realism into sound? Just functions.
It's almost a subconscious thing. If in mixing, there's this phenomenon that happens where most instruments, vocal parts, apart from like a couple instruments, have a steep curve that starts high in the low frequency and slowly fades as it goes into the higher frequencies. And a lot of times in mixing, we'll like add saturation to try and right that wrong, so to speak, and EQ, of course. So there is a bit of a natural tendency for our ears to hear something as realistic when there's a lot of bass to it. So having good bass is important. but then also bass imaging, being able to have a wide soundscape of bass, but still make it feel tight without having any dispersion of the bass is important. You know, in a big Atmos studio, you're going to have, you know, 2 to 4 subwoofers with crossover frequencies from, you know, your monitors around you. The nice thing about having SANWEAR is you just have one set of drivers, which can evenly produce bass, which when paired with something like the Dolby Atmos renderer, which virtually simulates, you know, an LFE channel, is a pretty powerful combo.
Yeah, deal. Remember we were in Manila with Waxy, and we're in his Dolby Atmos reference studio, and the bass is like, I feel it in my shins, and there's a cup of water on the table, and it's just like totally flat. Like there's no vibration at all. It's insane how it like actually works. It's like, wow.
Talking about that, the bass imaging is really hard to get. So most people have never experienced it ever. Doesn't matter if it's an over-ear headphone, an in-ear headphone, an on-ear headphone. They've never experienced it. So, you know, I guess we're lucky that we've been able to understand that. And when you can understand what you're aiming for, at least you could try to reproduce it. So with that understanding that we have, I mean, that's what we've done with SANWEAR.
Yeah.
Like bass imaging, that dimensionality is all there.
Well, so, I mean, we've got something, I don't know when we're going to launch this in relation to when we're going to announce what you're about to show off, but got something fun that both of you have had the chance to try.
What's in the magic bag?
What's in the bag? Tell us what's in the bag.
All right. So we got something coming out very soon.
Very soon.
It's called the Hardwires. So everybody's going wireless. We're taking what's old and making it new again. So these are wired in-ear headphones. But there's something very different about it. We developed something called the audio cortex. All your processing, all your amplification, basically it's a computer inside your headphone. And this thing is extremely sophisticated. It offloads all the processing from your PS5, your desktop, your phone, and does it all. And we get to decide how it processes. Yeah. So on top of that, the headphones themselves, the drivers in here are what we term planar dynamic. Typical headphones, they have speakers that kind of, you know, dynamic, they go like this. That means the excursion in the center, when it reproduces a signal, that's the best part. But the excursion on the outskirts of it, they don't move the exact same way. So it's like this, they're not one-to-one. Planar dynamic, everything, the entire surface moves like this. So that means the entire surface is reproducing that signal as linear as possible, as true to the original source as possible. So these are them.
Well, and not only that, we talked about bass and volume being dependent on each other, right? Being fixed. This is bass that is independent of volume. So you at low volumes are getting like, what, 5 times more perceived bass, 3 times. It's really, and not the thumpy, muddy bass, like the really precise,
low end extended,
that feeling. Yeah.
Like very, very extended bass.
It brings something to it that is just, I can't wait for people to hear it.
Well, and it's important. I'm sure you can attest to this, but like ear fatigue is real. If you have headphones on for a long time, that your ears will get fatigued. So keeping them at a quieter volume is important, especially if you're mixing, playing games for a long time. So being able to have accurate reproduction of sound while also keeping the volume low is pretty cool.
I think so. And overall, it's not even about the gameplay. I think even listening to music for long travel, there comes a point where the volume is just too high. And if you get to keep the quality, and it's the first thing that stood out, I had the pleasure of trying them out. And the first thing I said was like, this bass, it doesn't make sense. Because I'm feeling it. It's not just hearing, I'm feeling it. And it's just the quality is insane. As someone that's not an expert of sound, it still stood out to me how good it was.
Yeah. It's not even done yet. We got to do a prototype phase with our community, DL's got some more tuning
we gotta
to
test
do.
them together. See what
Yeah,
else we
yeah,
got.
no,
How
it's
we
gonna
can
be a
optimize them.
fun few months here, and yeah, I can't wait for more people to try these. But guys, I think this was an awesome discussion today. Some high level on how important sound is. But any closing thoughts? I'll start with Sam and work our way down, and then we'll leave it to next time.
Yes, just that spatial is here, and it's probably here to stay.
Yeah.
How we create it is always going to change. You know, like right now it's Dolby Atmos is the king, but you know, whether it be an AI software or something developed, you know, new, fresh, you know, spatial is going to be really important with virtual reality, especially becoming more of a feasible concept. You're going to need some sort of immersive audio played out of 2 speakers. So I'm looking forward to that day. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, just top-notch audio quality and really helping people, having people understand that good audio it belongs everywhere.
Yeah.
Gaming, movies, music, you know, just everywhere. That mission, that drive to have everybody try it, understand it, needs to happen.
Yeah.
So
Just that, you know, thank you for everybody that's supporting, that's watching, and I hope you guys look forward to the next level of competitive Street Fighter that sound's gonna bring.
Yeah. It's great, guys. We had a good conversation today. Again, we've hit on a few things. DL, I'm going to echo all three of you here. You're artists to a large degree, right? Sound is something, it's a piece of art. You say it a lot. It's like a glass of wine or a good cheeseburger. If the right ingredients are in it, if the person who knew what they were doing, making it, you know, they time in the right ingredients, they're pulling from here, and you taste it and you're addicted to it. That's it doesn't need to be a spec war. It doesn't need to be a frequency response graph where you look at the cookbook and tell you how it tastes. It doesn't make sense. Like it's about the art. It's about how you feel, and I'm really excited for people to, like you said, feel sound more and use it to your advantage. Use it to make people experience movies and anime more and to a really, really awesome degree. And yeah, like you said, bring it to more places everywhere. Deserves great sound. So thanks, guys. Till next time.
Appreciate it.
thanks.